Sip Sangamji, Sip Deepa, Sip Bliss, Sip Pankaj, Sip Paratiyama, Sip Rajaratna, Sip Shair, Rajesh, Sip Ru Tanu, and the rest of you whom I cannot see, I welcome you to the call. Very interesting subject. I don't think we have touched this subject before on a Friday. The subject, mind versus intellect. You know, if you talk to people, what is mind versus intellect, more than half the world will not tell you what's the difference. What do you mean? Mind, intellect. Mind, intellect, one and the same, right? It's just like a lot of people think the mind and the brain is the same. Oh, what do you mean, brain and mind? Is it different? Is brain and mind different? So, my dear friends, today we are going to go through mind versus intellect. And I hope you will have some interesting questions for me when I am able to finish this. What is the difference between the mind and the intellect? Are they same? Are they different? People think they are the same, but they are not the same. They are not the same at all. They are opposite. They are north and south. So it is completely wrong to think mind and intellect is the same. The mind is nothing but a thought factory. It produces thoughts. It's like a popcorn machine. Put, 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 put. The mind is nothing but thoughts. And though it is a thought factory, where is the mind? You cannot find. You try to find the mind, where is it? You can't find. Unfortunately, we are unable to realize what the mind is. In one song I say, मन को कभी तूने ढूंढा, मन ये कहाँ है, मन तो माया है, कभी ना मिलता है, विचारों का गुच्छा मन जो है ये, संसार में हमको मन है डुबाता, मन है डुबाता, मन के ख्यालों में जो भी डूबा है, संसार की माया में वो तो फंसा है, दुखी होता है. A person who is caught in the mind has to be unhappy. The mind makes us a slave and it takes us with misery to our grave. But we don't realize this. We don't realize that the mind is different, intellect is different. Mind is not intellect. So today pay attention to understand the difference. What is this intellect? The intellect, it does not produce thoughts. The mind produces thought, the intellect discriminates thoughts. The intellect does not produce thoughts. The intellect will tell you what is black, what is white, what is wrong, what is right. If your intellect is dead, then you are as good as a dead duck. If you do not have an active intellect, you are in big trouble, because it is the intellect that is the most important tool, the weapon of the body. Adi Shankara in the 8th century wrote a book called Viveka Chudamani. I will come to that. It means that the Vivek, the Buddhi, is the most important weapon, my dear friends. And we have to understand that this Buddhi, the Vivek, the intellect, is very important. I tell you, have I not told you? जो बुद्धि से नहीं पर जो मन से काम करते, लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते हैं. सही और गलत का जो भेद भाव ना करते, लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते हैं. Huh? Buddhu. There's a lot of difference between Buddhu and Buddh. If you use your Buddhi, you can become Buddh. But if you don't use your Buddhi, then you will be ignorant. हाँ? हर इंसान को प्रभु ने जो विवेक दिया है, जो भी करना विवेक से ही हमें करना है. अविद्या में जो जीता, लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते. Why we call people Buddhu? Buddhu, hey Buddhu. Why we call Buddhu? Because they do not use their buddhi. They are slaves of the mind. We become prisoners. We become prisoners of people, of possessions, of pleasures because of the mind, because we have not activated the intellect. When I look around me, I see so many people who are miserable in this world. Why are they miserable? They are miserable only because they have not activated their intellect. Why is it important to have understanding of mind versus intellect? Why? Because the mind can destroy us. The mind not can. The mind destroys us. The intellect liberates us. That's why they are both opposite. If you hold the mind, you will be destroyed. If you hold the intellect, you will be liberated. We have to choose intellect over the mind. And we are not able to choose. Oh, I myself have the struggle. I had a lot of struggle in my life many times where my mind overtakes my intellect. No, but if I don't let the intellect take charge, then I am going to be blind because of the mind. Sometimes I tell myself, what I tell myself, I tell myself, आंखें खोल क्यों तू अंधा है, सच क्या है क्या ना दिखता है. Bliss, this means open your eyes. It means open your eyes. Are you blind? Don't you see the work of your rascal mind? Open your eyes. Are you blind? Don't you see the work of your rascal mind? विवेक से है जीना, आंखें खोलनी है. आंखें जो बंद करता वो तो गिरता है. मन के अंधे ना है बनना, विवेक से हमें है जीना. We have to live by the intellect. आंखें खोल, open your eyes, open your real eyes. Wake up, Mr. Blind. Wake up, Mr. Blind, and be free from your mind. Because the mind is a rascal. The mind is our biggest enemy. What does the mind do? M-I-N-D. You remember? Mind creates miseries, ignorance, negativity, desires. It's a big problem. The mind is a big problem. And if you want to kill the mind, you need intellect. You cannot have the mind killed without intellect. If there is no intellect, mind comes automatically. One of the two is the commander of our life. Either it's the mind or it's the intellect. If you want the mind, then okay, you will be miserable and you'll have miserable and you will be ignorant and you will be negative and you will be trapped by desire, M-I-N-D. Because the mind steals our peace and the mind steals our happiness. There is no doubt, my dear friends, our mind steals it. Huh? I say, मन ही खुशियों को चुराता है, दुखी तो मन ही कराता है. खुशियों भरा जग प्रभु का, इसमें इंसान क्यों रोता है. मन ही खुशियों को चुराता है. The mind steals our peace. Because of the mind, our bliss will cease. It is the mind. It is the mind that is the biggest problem, my dear friends. Have you ever thought what is intellect? Anybody? Have you thought? What is intellect? Sometimes when I'm sitting quietly, I try to do acronyms. Acronyms, I-N-T-E-L-L-E-C-T. What is intellect? And then I found intellect means, intellect. I means intelligence replaces ignorance. I have not yet finalized. Shotwani, you can write down, but it's not yet finalized. I means intelligence, it replaces ignorance. I. Intelligence. Intellect. Intelligence replaces ignorance. And N means no confusion. With the intellect, no confusion, only conclusion. And T, with the intellect, T means thoughtlessness or consciousness, INT. If you are using your intellect, you will have all this, INT. Then INTE, intellect leads to enlightenment, enlightenment of the truth. Then what does intellect do? L, it locks the mind. It locks the mind. So there's no fear and worry. If you have intellect, you lock the mind away from fear and worry. And another L, liberation from suffering on earth and rebirth. Liberation from suffering on earth and rebirth. Another E, eternal peace and bliss. What does intellect do in C? C, it controls our willpower. And intellect is T, it's a tool of discrimination. So INTELLECT, intellect. Intellect is intelligence replaces ignorance, no confusion, only conclusion, thoughtlessness or consciousness, enlightenment of the truth, locks the mind, no fear and worry, liberation from suffering and rebirth, eternal peace and bliss, controls willpower, tool of discrimination. Why I give you all these acronyms? Because sometimes you say, what is intellect? Oh, what is intellect? And then you must realize the power of the intellect. Of course, when I get an acronym, sometimes I change it after 2 days, 3 days. And some of you are wondering, oh, AiR, you changed it. Yeah, because SIP may give a better idea. But as of now, as of today, I have told you the acronym of intellect. My dear friends, you know what happens in consciousness? You know, bliss, what happens in consciousness? The intellect shines. Just like in thoughts, the intellect is sleeping. You cannot, the moment you are controlled by the mind, then there is no intellect. Then you are making foolish decisions. Very often, when we are in the mind state, we have to keep on telling ourselves, sorry, 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 because the mind makes us sorry about what we do. The intellect will not make us feel that. That's one of the ways to know whether we are in a state of mind, because we feel sorry for others, for ourselves. So in what happens in consciousness, you know that? What happens is, चित्त में विवेक जाग जाता है, मन और ख्याल मिट जाते हैं, डर और चिंता मिट जाते हैं, सुख शांति हम पाते हैं। जब तक ख्यालों में इंसान डूबा है, वो दुखी होता है, सदा वो रोता है। The problem with the mind is the mind will make us cry. The mind will make us cry till we die, because the mind will not let us discover who am I. The mind will make us cry, always. But if you activate the intellect, in the intellect you'll never cry, because the intellect is in consciousness. In consciousness there is thoughtlessness. When you know what happens when the mind is at command, you know that? When the mind is at command, we are riding a horse, we don't know where we are going, because the mind is the boss. The mind is riding the horse, and we are sitting on the horse. You're going somewhere, you're doing something, and you are not happy what you're doing. You are not happy what you're doing. You regret what you're doing. You're unhappy what you're doing because your mind has taken over. But when you are intellect, I told you, INTELLE, eternal peace and bliss. With the intellect, there is eternal peace and bliss. But in the mind is a monkey. It makes us a donkey. The mind is a monkey. It makes us a donkey because it jumps from thought to thought, and we are caught. It jumps from thought to thought, and we are caught. My dear friends, you know, once one saint, one spiritual saint entered a kingdom. I have told you this, Girish, have I told you all this? And when the saint entered, The minister said, "Hey, saint, bow down to the king. Bow down to the king." And the saint told, "Why? You're a king. Bow down to king." Saint told the minister, "Ask your king. Ask your king if he is the slave of his mind." So the minister, he was looking at the king, and the king said, "What nonsense question? Everybody is slave of mind. Even I am slave of mind." So king told, "Even I am slave of the mind." The saint started laughing. "You are slave of mind, but mind is my slave. You are the slave of the mind, but mind is my slave. So you are the slave of my slave." He told the king, "You bow down to me." He told the king, "You bow down to me because you are slave of the mind and mind is my slave. So you are the slave of my slave." What a beautiful analogy, you know. When we become the slave of the mind, we will take misery to our grave. It's a beautiful story. Remember this. The saint refused to bow down because if we are slave of the mind, finito. Finito means finished. Finished. Nothing. But when the intellect is in command, we can discriminate. We can choose. We can make intelligent choices. But it's only possible when you still the mind. You still the mind. Still. You kill the mind. When you still the mind, you kill the mind. Because when you still the mind, there's no thoughts. And when there is no thoughts, there is no mind. So, my dear friends, it's very important. How do you know? How do you know you're in a state of mind or you are in a state of intellect? The moment you're bombarded by thoughts, many, many thoughts, boom, 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 boom. The thoughts pouring like rain, pushing you down the drain. Then you're creating fear and worry and stress and anxiety. You know it is mind state. You know you're in a state of mind. But when you know you're in a state of intellect, there are no thoughts. You are not controlled by other people. You are a master. You are master, and the thought comes one by one. Thoughts come like snowflakes. Thoughts don't come pouring like rain. Thoughts come slowly, 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 slowly. Slowly, slowly means slowly. The thought will come slowly, slowly. Then you know that you are in a state of peace. The mind makes us a donkey. The mind is a monkey. It kills the intellect. It stops the intellect. In a state of consciousness, thought will come like a fish, slowly swimming in the ocean of consciousness. Slowly, slowly. Remember, in consciousness, how the thought comes? Slowly, slowly. I'm telling only slowly, slowly. Not pouring like rain. So, my dear friends, very important to be in a state of intellect. And where does intellect come from? Intellect comes from the consciousness. Intellect comes from the soul. And soul comes from SIP. So intellect is the work. Intellect is the work of SIP. SIP creates the soul. Soul creates consciousness. Consciousness creates SIP. You know, when we lose consciousness, when we lose intellect, we feel like a fool. So many times we feel like an idiot. We feel like an idiot because the mind is in command. The intellect is disabled. Today, what must you learn? Today, Friday session, what you must learn today? How to live with the intellect. How to still the mind. How to kill the mind. And how to learn to live as the intellect. That is my goal for you today. I have an objective. Today, Friday session, every Friday, I try to teach you something. I try to share with you something. Some of you, if you are controlled by mind, I cannot help you. If you are controlled by mind, can I help you? I cannot help you. Because you are a prisoner of pop. You are a pop. Prisoner of people, pleasure, possession. Then I cannot help you. But today I want you to activate the intellect. Where does the mind come from? Intellect comes from consciousness, from soul, from SIP. Where mind comes from? The mind comes from ignorance. The mind comes when we believe the myth. Right? You don't have to call the mind. The mind will come. No need of invitation. Even when you sleep, it doesn't go. Even sleeping, oh, even sleeping, mind does not leave you. It will make some nonsense dreams. That is the power of the mind, my dear friends. So you have to kill the mind. Somebody asked me, hey, why I must kill the mind? Hey, I said, kill the mind. So why I should kill the mind? Kill the mind. So why I should kill the mind? I said, if you don't kill the mind will kill you. If you don't kill the mind will kill you. The mind will cause so much aggression that it will take you into a depression. I was coming to Mumbai in the bus. I met a person. He told me for the last 20 years I'm in depression. He said, what to do? He said, I am with a wife. I am with a wife from 20 years who's caused my life to be a depression. So I told him, you come on Zoom call. Maybe he's on the call. I don't know. Then I told him, you know, what is the cause of depression? He said, what? I said, aggression. The mind is producing one thought every second. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, how can you have peace? You can't have peace. No chance of having peace. So you have to activate the intellect. If you don't activate the intellect, mind will go on, boom, the mind will go on bombarding. We will suffer on earth and we will return in rebirth. So we must not be slaves of the mind. We must activate the intellect. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna, what does he tell? Hey Arjuna, he says, our life is like a chariot. A life is like a chariot. It has got 5 horses. These 5 horses are the 5 senses. And these 5 senses, they are controlled by the rope, by the reins. The reins is the mind. But we must be the charioteer. We must control the reins. You must control the mind. And you must have intellect. And you must control the 5 senses by being a charioteer. Otherwise, the 5 horses of your life, the 5 senses will go mad. And if the senses, they go crazy, they go wild, oh, you'll be in problem. Therefore, it is so important to be the charioteer. My dear friends, this is not very new for you. You know you have to kill the mind. And you know how to kill the mind. You know it. You can give lecture. You can go to a place and you can give lecture. How to kill the mind, you still the mind. You can give lecture. Because when you still the mind, when there are no thoughts, there is no mind. Only when you still the mind, only when you kill the mind, only then the intellect will come alive. If the mind is completely in command, the mind will tell intellect, shut up. Every time the intellect will tell, my mind will shut up. Because the mind does not want intellect. The mind wants to be the master. The mind wants to make us a fool. The mind wants to ride the horse. And we don't realize this, my dear friends. So today you have to learn how to activate the intellect, how to reach that state of thoughtlessness, how to reach that state of consciousness. In that state of consciousness, ding dong, intellect comes on. Because you need to have that state of consciousness. But remember, you have to still the mind. It is so easy. It is so easy, but it is so difficult. It is so easy, but it is so difficult. Because we are slaves of the mind. We have given our life to our mind. Therefore, never mind, you will be miserable. Never mind, you will be miserable because you are slave of the mind. You cannot be happy. When I look around, thousands of people I see around me, they're not happy. They're not happy because there's no peace. Peace is the foundation. There's no peace. No peace. What to do? You know peace? Huh? Bliss, you know peace? Yogan, you know the meaning of peace? Peace means Shanti se mila क्या हसी आनंद सत्य के चित में मिला सच्चिदानंद शांति से मिला. Have you enjoyed peace? Have you enjoyed stillness? शांति से मिला क्या हसी आनंद सत्य के चित में मिला सच्चिदानंद शांति से मिला. And why you don't have peace? You know, right? Why you don't have peace? You don't have peace because मन बड़ा है चोर चैन चुराता है डर और चिंता में हमें डुबाता है सत्य छुपाता है मिथ्या दिखाता है शांति जो अपनी मन चुराता है मन को है मारना दुश्मन बड़ा है वो मन को जो मारे मुक्ति वो पाता. You have to kill your mind. You have to still your mind. When you kill your mind, you still your mind. Your buddhi, your vivek, your intellect is activated. You're able to discriminate. You remember INTELLECT? Somebody remembers? You wrote it down? Let me see how many of you tell me after I shut up, then you start talking. Today in 2-3 minutes, I will shut. My mind will shut up, then you start talking. But this is very beautiful, huh? Because the mind is a chore, it's a thief. It steals our. We don't even know. We don't even know. It just comes, huh? It comes quietly and steals from the back door. So we have to be very careful. Those who want to grow in the journey of enlightenment and spirituality, if you want nirvana, moksha, mukti, freedom, you cannot have it. You cannot have until your intellect is active. And it's a choice. If you let your mind rule, sorry, my friends, I can't help you. If your mind is master, I cannot help you. You have to have, having the intellect means being like a tortoise. You know, tortoise, what it does? When the enemy comes, the tortoise goes inside. Though when the intellect is active, you withdraw. It is called upariti. Upariti. Upariti in the Upanishads means being like a tortoise. Even in Patanjali, what he says, sama, dhamma, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, then pratyahara. Pratyahara. This is upariti. We have to withdraw and we have to still the mind. I told you one of the best books of Adi Shankara, Viveka Chudamani. Vivek means intellect. Chudamani means treasure. The biggest treasure of our life is intellect. Because when you have intellect, you still the mind. When you still the mind, you become a master. You reach a state of Sat Chit Anand. Don't underestimate intellect. Intellect is not just IQ. Don't think, oh, I'm not talking about IQ. No, I am not talking about IQ. That is just the worldly intellect. I am talking about the intellect that comes from consciousness. The intellect that stills the foolish mind. Huh? The problem is when we are in the mind state, we are completely dead. Huh? Before I close, I have another good song. It says, "Main ye nahi, maya mein man dooba hai, मिथ्य में मैं डूबा रे, विवेक नहीं जगाया है. What it means? I am not this, but I am lost in the mind and in the Maya, and I have not been able to activate my intellect. Huh? So what Adi Shankara said? Chudamani. Chudamani means treasure, more precious than the pearls and the diamonds and the crystals of your life. Whatever you have in your life, yeah, live it. Many of you, oh, these rings are beautiful. Oh, what a beautiful. Some of you, that day I was, where I went? I went to Singapore. I went to Singapore, I asked that lady, what is this? There was one earring. There were 7 earrings. I told, what is this? She told me, you're old-fashioned man. I said, why? She showed a photograph. They put 1 hole, 2 hole, 3 hole, 4 hole, 5 hole, 6 hole, 7 hole. I said, only 7 or what? I said, why don't they put more holes also? Why can't you put every? Because they want to, the mind is not satisfied with 1 hole in the ear. The mind wants 7 holes. Then in the nose, I don't know how many holes. Then now they're putting in the lips. This is because Chudamani विवेक इंसान पाया है, इससे वो ना जीता है, दुखी होके मरता है, दुखी वो होता है, विवेक से ना जीता है, मन में ना खोना है, मन को मिटाना है. My dear friends, do you know, have you seen mad people? You have not seen mad people? I have seen many mad people. Don't feel bad, I'm telling you. Some of you may be already caught by your mind. If you open their clothes, they have tattoos all over their body. Fish tattoo, king tattoo, tortoise tattoo, Superman, He-Man, princess, all nonsense, every damn nonsense tattoo in their body. And what? Permanent tattoos. So they have painted their body as if they have sold their body to tattoos. Like these girls have given 7, I don't know, 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. And one is competing against the other. One wants 1 nose ring here, 1 nose ring here, 1 here, 1 here. Tomorrow you can only see rings on the face. Other than that ring, you can't see any. This is because no intellect. No intellect. The mind has taken over. When the mind becomes king, it controls everything. And it causes your suffering. You know why it causes suffering? After you have 7 earrings in your ear, are you happy? Girish, are you happy after that? No. You're thinking now you want this earrings to join this earrings. Then there are 7 chains now. 7 earrings and 7 chains. Then they will join the nose rings. This idiocracy will not end. And people will continue doing this because of the mind. If you want peace on earth, if you want to be free from rebirth, you want to stop all this nonsense, remember, activate the intellect. Because intellect will destroy thoughts and mind comes from thoughts. जो विचारों का गुलाम है, वो विवेक खो बैठता, विवेक मानवता का ही अधिकार है, खजाना वो खो देता, विवेक सबसे बड़ा खजाना, विवेक से मन संयम रखना. What's the meaning? विचारों को धीमा करना, सही जीवन है जीना. Have you seen a dog and a frog? They don't have intellect. My dear friends, go and ask the dog, you want this or you want this? Dog, they say, sometimes they say, don't throw pearls before a pig. Have you heard? Don't throw pearls before a pig. Because if you throw pearls and you tell the pig you want pearls, the pig will push the pearls and go towards the shit, because the pig wants to eat the shit. So therefore, the pig does not have intellect. And we human beings, when we are living by the mind, we become no better than a pig. Sorry to say. Don't be offended. Because we become like a pig. My dear friends, let's close. Are you seeking enlightenment, happiness, and liberation? Without intellect, cannot attain. Cannot. As long as the mind exists, you will fail. Move from mind to intellect. Move from thought to consciousness. Learn to discriminate. Today I have given you a secret. Today I have given you the biggest treasure. Viveka Chudamani. Today I have given you this. And next week, I'm starting a new book. Because every month I start a new book. You know that. And the new book is, what are you going to do with today? What are you going to do with today? That is my new book for February. And with all your ideas, we will start that book in about 2 days from now. But now, administrator, my time is up. Sorry, I've taken 2-3 minutes extra today because of intellect. Administrator, let us unmute. Let us. You have to unmute one by one. So can we start? The new system is no disturbance. Who is the spiritual champion who would like to start with questions today? Namaskars to you. Let us start. Yes, please. Who wants to start? We have got Vijay Kumar. Yes, sir, Vijay Kumar. Tell us, what is your question?
Pranam.
Pranam, sir. Tell me, sir. With all
Sir,
pranam I'm giving you. Yes, sir.
Sir, my question is how to die before die?
How to die?
The process of die. How to die before die?
Who is asking this question, Vijay Kumar?
Yes, it is a continuation of yesterday's discourse.
Okay, let me tell you that. Let me give you the straight answer, but you must listen with open mind.
Okay, sir.
Ready?
The process of killing.
How to die before die. Okay. My answer to you is, you cannot die. You cannot die. Because you are the immortal soul. You are deathless and you are birthless. You cannot die. If you want to die, only your body will die. And then you will come back again and again and again. Vijay Kumar will die. But you are not Vijay Kumar. Your name is Vijay Kumar. You are birthless and you are deathless. So think about it and come back. Thank you. Swapnil Chavan. Swapnil, please unmute and ask your question. Swapnil, please unmute and ask your question. Yes, please.
प्रणाम गुरु.
नमस्कार. स्वप्निल बोलो.
जी, तो मेरा एक सवाल है, लाइक जैसा आपने अभी बोला है इंटेलेक्ट के बारे में, माइंड के बारे में, कॉन्शियसनेस के बारे में. सो आई जस्ट वांट टू आस्क, इस यूनिवर्सल कॉन्शियसनेस के अलग अलग स्टेट्स है? बिकॉज जैसा कि शंकर कहते हैं कि एक ही चीज है अद्वैता, ओनली द कॉन्शियसनेस एग्जिस्ट. So जैसे आपने बोला है माइंड, इंटेलेक्ट एंड कॉन्शियसनेस, so these are the different states of consciousness or these are the different entities?
No, very good question. Very good question. So Swapnil, consciousness क्या है? Consciousness is the energy that comes from the soul. Consciousness का मतलब है awareness. जब आदमी मर जाता है, when you die, will you have consciousness? There is no consciousness. Therefore, the real presence is only consciousness. From the soul, there is consciousness. Now you're talking about mind. Swapnil, have you ever seen the mind? आपने कभी mind को देखा है? हाँ, Swapnil? I hope he's unmuted. Swapnil, have you ever seen the mind? I'm asking you.
Yeah. No. I was unmute. Sorry. No.
Don't keep your speaker on. आपने कभी mind को देखा है?
जी नहीं.
है ही नहीं mind, कैसे देखेंगे आप? Mind is only विचारों का गुच्छा. Means its mind is only a bundle of thoughts. जब thought है तो mind है. जब thought नहीं है तो mind नहीं है. So you have already learned about Advaita and you're talking good high level spirituality. So we have to, हमारा problem ये है, because we have not learned to still the mind appears. The mind appears because we have made it king. हमने mind को राजा बना दिया है. You get the point? तो इसलिए हमारे thoughts, हमारे विचार जो हैं, हमारी जिंदगी को control करते हैं. Consciousness दब जाता है. Are you clear, Swapnil? Everything happens in the state of consciousness. Okay, Swapnil, come back if you need to speak some more, because I'm not hearing your voice. Kailash, Kailash ji, please speak.
Yeah, Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, sir.
My question is that how to control this intellectual and the mind, okay, the thoughts that's okay comes. How to control this mind situation?
It's very simple. Suppose today you are eating. Can you control eating?
Yes.
मैं आपको 4 चपाती देता हूँ, आप खा लो, फिर और 4 देता हूँ, आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं? नहीं चाहिए, बोल सकते हैं नहीं चाहिए?
Yes, we can.
Like how you control eating and talking and walking and singing, you have to control thinking. ये जो thought आता है, उसको thought को बोलो, hello, रुक जाओ, hey, सावधान, निकलो. You have to stop it. You have to, इसको साधना चाहिए, discipline चाहिए. It's not going to happen. मैंने बोलो कि 1 सेकंड में हो जाएगा. आप आज से शुरू करो. Try from today. When the thought comes, thoughts come uninvited. They don't knock at the door. Once they come inside, they push you on the floor. Shut them out and close the door. समझे आप बात?
Right.
Thought अंदर आता रहेगा. उसको फुटबॉल की तरह मारो मत. Kick out करो उसको.
If it makes the place in the mind, so then why we can remove if that's make the place in the mind?
There is no mind. You have created the mind. आपने कभी mind को देखा? मैं कल आपको पूछा ना, mind है ही नहीं.
Yes.
आप thought के कारण mind create करें. You are creating mind with thoughts.
Yes, my question is how to control these thoughts, negative thoughts. Okay.
You control negative thoughts. There are 2 ways. One is you control negative thoughts by planting positive thoughts. Suppose आपके garden में बहुत thorns है, hundreds of thorns. Somebody came and asked how to remove all the thorns. We told you cannot remove the thorns. You plant roses. You plant thousands of roses. By planting thousands of roses, the thorns will automatically get rid of gone. But that will only change negative thought to positive thought. You don't want only that. You want to learn to be still. Shanti, silence. You have to, how much time you spend in meditation every day? Meditation ka matlab hai sit quietly, no thinking. Not sitting and thinking. No, you sit without thinking. Then you will be able to achieve success slowly and slowly and slowly.
Yes.
Thank you. Krishan ji. Yes, Krishan.
Shivam sir.
Sure, sir.
Sir, I know brain, mind को हमें kill करना है. ठीक है, उसके लिए brain को friend बनाना है.
Brain को friend कैसे बनाएंगे आप?
Thoughts को control करना है, तो mind को kill करना होगा. ठीक है. Brain के
brain क्या है? Brain इस story में brain नहीं आता है.
Brain नहीं आता है.
Brain is only hardware.
Okay.
तो forget brain. अब फिर आप बोलेंगे मुझे किडनी को कंट्रोल करना है, मुझे हार्ट को कंट्रोल करना है. पता है लोग समझते हैं दिल से प्यार होता है. हाँ, वो मेरे दिल में वो दिल क्या है? दिल से प्यार नहीं होता है. प्यार तो मन से होता है. जब प्यार मन से होता है, हमारा ब्लड प्रेशर दिल में जाता है, धक 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 होता है. तो don't get confused about brain. There is no brain. So now reframe your question. आपका क्वेश्चन क्या था? थॉट्स और
मेरे को ये नो थॉट स्टेज में कैसे जाया जाए?
वेरी गुड. नो थॉट स्टेज में अभी मैं हमारे फ्रेंड को समझाया. यू हैव टू स्टिल द माइंड.
ओके.
माइंड कहाँ से आया? माइंड तो थॉट से आया. द माइंड इज एबल टू थिंक अप टू 50 थॉट्स अ मिनट. Not 1 or 2 thoughts. जैसे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, आपके टांग से एक थॉट आएगा, आपके सर से एक थॉट आएगा, आपके पेट से एक थॉट आएगा. You will have different thoughts coming from your stomach, your head, your foot. No, you have to learn to be in consciousness. This is what we are talking every day. You have to learn to be in a state of thoughtlessness. It's called mindfulness. You have to still the mind. Krishanji, it's possible, but you have to still the mind. And that's why sometimes we say you have to kill the mind. You have to still the mind. You have to kill the mind because there's no mind. If you still the mind, you kill the mind. Then there's no thought.
Meditation is the best way to
meditation is one of the good ways, but
No, no.
meditation करके mind को still करके intellect को activate करना है, intellect को activate करके mind को lock करना है. अगर mind को lock कर दिया, then there is no thought.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Good. Bliss, please. Yes, Bliss. Bliss. Yes, Bliss. I can hear you.
Hi, Shvam dear.
Shivam, tell me, Bliss.
I would like to know, because how I am. I'm always overtaking when I don't reach what I want, and I try to find a way to reach what I want. And then I become really upset with my problem, and I try to find a solution. But I don't know, it's my mind looking for the solution, or it's my intellect. How I can discriminate, because
when you are in control, intellect is in charge. When you have no control, mind has taken over. When the thought is coming slowly, one by one, it is intellect. If many thought coming, it is not intellect, it is mind. When there is fear and worry and stress, it is mind. When there is peace and bliss, it is intellect. It's very easy to make out, not difficult. You understand?
Yes, I understand, but when I don't find a solution,
That means you don't find the solution. Means what? Tell me.
Because I'm not an intellect.
Oh, you know the answer. You know the answer, and you still ask me the question.
Yes. Oh.
Now you understand or no? You agree? You agree or you don't agree?
Yes, I agree. You are right.
Because
You
my
are
dear,
always right.
my dear Bliss, when we have an intellect active, we can always find a solution. And when we don't find the solution, it only means that it is mind. It is not intellect. I hope you understood it. Okay. Yes, we have got once again Swapnil. Yes, Swapnil.
या सॉरी थोड़ा सा उस टाइम पे मेरी आपको आवाज नहीं आ रही थी. आई एम
No
ऑडिबल नाउ?
problem. बताइए बोलिए.
जी. जस्ट आपने अभी बोला है कि ये ब्रेन वेन जो चीजें ये सब हार्डवेयर है.
हाँ.
तो जैसा कि जो सोर्स है, जो थॉट्स का जो सोर्स है, उसका जो हब है, कहीं ना कहीं से तो वो प्रोड्यूस होती है. जब वो आती है दिमाग में, जो ब्रेन में कहीं से तो आती होगी. तो ये क्या कॉन्शियसनेस से प्रोड्यूस होती है और व्हाट? लेकिन कहीं से तो आती है.
कॉन्शियसनेस से प्रोड्यूस नहीं होती है, कॉन्शियसनेस में प्रोड्यूस होती है. नॉट बाय द कॉन्शियसनेस बट इन द कॉन्शियसनेस. आपने समझा?
बट उसका सोर्स फिर गुरुजी, उसका
सोर्स
क्या?
अभी होल्ड. उसका सोर्स के लिए थोड़ा पीछे जाना है. पीछे मतलब स्वप्निल जी, who controlled your birth? Did you choose your mother and father?
No.
Did you choose your nationality?
No.
Did you choose your male female gender?
No.
किसने choose किया?
Don't know.
This was chosen by your karma.
Okay.
Your karma of your previous life. That's why some child is born blind, some child is born in Buckingham Palace. There is no luck. कोई luck नहीं है, सब हिसाब किताब है. तो स्वप्निल जी, when you are born with me, M-E, mind and ego carrying its karma. So when the mind and ego is born, we are born in a body which is automatically thinking thoughts. It is an automatic process. आपको thought, जैसे आप breathe करते हैं, आप क्यों breathe करते हैं? आप जवाब दीजिए. Where is the source of your breathing? Please tell me. Can you answer?
No. It is a by default automatic natural process.
Very good. Just like breathing is an automatic process created in a human being, thinking is also an automatic process. But we have to stop this automatic process of thinking, not breathing. Breathing, we cannot stop the process. We will die.
Yeah.
But we must move from a state of thought to a state of thoughtlessness, known as mindfulness, known as consciousness. In this state, there will be no mind. The intellect will come alive. We will be able to discriminate. We will be able to make the right decision and take charge of our life and attain mukti and moksha and liberation. It's a very simple process, but we have to follow it. अभी मैं आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ, आपका माइंड बोलेगा अरे गोली मारो साले को। नहीं, अगर ऐसा बोल रहा है तो कौन बोल रहा है?
Mind.
माइंड को काबू में लाओ. Kill your mind before your mind kills you. Kill your mind.
Yeah.
Catch your mind. Catch it, latch it. Watch it, catch it, latch it. नहीं तो आपका mind is a monkey. Swapnil.
Yeah.
Mind is a monkey jumping from thought to thought. In thought you are caught, and the monkey will make you a donkey.
Yeah.
Don't become a donkey. Become intellect.
Yeah. I have,
Thank
but
you.
I will not stretch much. But I have another questions, but I will ask it tomorrow. Or
No, you can ask after 5 minutes. आप कभी से आ रहे हैं आप कॉल पे?
First day.
किसने बताया आपको माइंड या इंटेलेक्ट? कैसे आया आप कॉल में?
फेसबुक पे मैंने साइन अप किया, देन मुझे कॉल आया.
Very good, very good. I hope you enjoy the call, and we are every day 8 o'clock, Friday 7:30. आपका आशीर्वाद दीजिएगा, आइए और क्वेश्चन पूछिए. We are happy.
I will ask you my next question tomorrow.
Okay, we are happy to ask. We are happy to have you on the call. Please ask questions. ठीक है? Thank you. Vijay Kumar, sir.
Sir, is there any difference between intellect and wisdom? What is that faculty of wisdom within us?
It is through the intellect. It is through the intellect that we develop wisdom. It is through the intellect. Matlab, Vijay Kumar, just like it is through the muscle you develop strength. Just like you keep on doing muscle, you gym, you keep on doing. When you do through the muscles of the body, you develop strength in the body. Through the intellectual practices, through using the intellect, you develop wisdom.
But why the so-called intellectuals kill themselves? Don't they have wisdom?
Those are not intellectuals, Vijay Kumar. They are only intelligent minds. There's a lot of difference between, you are talking of an intelligent mind. Don't confuse. Real intellect people are only those who are enlightened, not people who are brilliant in cricket or football or politics or business. They have intelligent mind.
So you are saying that intellect is not that intellectual mind, that is different.
Real intellect is somebody who can discriminate between the myth and the truth, the difference between achievement and enlightenment. The person who can realize the truth, that person only has activated intellect.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now I'm happy at least you're coming on our line, which otherwise Vijay Kumar was going somewhere in circles. Now Vijay Kumar slowly is coming online. Thank you, Vijay Kumar. Please ask us interesting questions. What about other people? Today you are in aap log vrat rakha hai kya? Fasting, not asking any questions today. What happened? Chotwani, Nichani, where's everybody? Hello? Are you awake? Come on. Who's asking next question? Rekha. See, Rekha will always ask question. Whether mind or intellect, she will ask. Yes, Rekha, bolo. Rekha. Rekha. Shiva, bolo.
How can we realize that there is an attachment?
नहीं, आपका आवाज नहीं आ रहा है. Okay, Girish. Rekha is always like that, in and out. Girish, bolo. Yes, sir.
I understood.
Very good.
Consciousness is eternal.
Yes.
Everything appears and disappears, comes and goes in consciousness. consciousness is the truth, and all other things which appear and disappear is mithya.
Correct. Correct. So you
That's
understood.
all.
So anything you did not understand?
No.
Okay. I want to make one point, small clarification.
Yes.
Consciousness is not eternal in a way.
Okay.
Because consciousness will end in you. And a new consciousness will be born. The soul in you will not die. It will not die. But the soul in you will leave. Regression. And then if you are not enlightened, then a new soul, another soul will come. A different soul, spark of unique life, and a new level of consciousness. Same. It's not different. It's the same. But remember, you said about eternal. But eternal means it's unending. It will end, Girish. In you, the consciousness will end, Girish. It will not die.
The world appears and disappears in that universal consciousness.
That's correct. Now you're saying correct. But you understood what I'm saying. In you, the consciousness will end. But if you are the fish swimming in the ocean of consciousness, then the consciousness, when you are in that state, then the consciousness is eternal. You are right. 100% right. Thank you, Girish. Thank you. And the next person, administrator, Krishan, is it? Krishan.
So what is
Kaumudi, Rutanu. Yes, Krishan.
Kindly explain the liberation. What is the meaning of liberation?
Liberation means mukti.
Mukti, okay.
Liberation means mukti. I heard one very big guru giving one. Normally I find very not so relevant things, but I heard a very beautiful thing yesterday, I think, or day before yesterday. So, Krishan,
Mukti
suppose you are in
karma.
the Suno, Krishan. Suppose you are in the jail.
Okay.
Suppose you are in the jail and you run away from the jail. Is it liberation?
No.
But suppose you're in the jail, but you are released from the jail, then it's liberation.
Yes.
Please understand that. I just give an example to you. So, liberation means not running away from this life. Liberation means being released. You must be released. You must be liberated from the body, the mind, the ego. When you are free from the body, mind, and ego, then you attain mukti, moksha, nirvana, salvation, liberation. All same words. Thank you. Bliko. Bliko, sir.
Yeah, unmuting was a problem. Okay. So I have just comment because when I see the topic mind versus intellect, right? At that time, it thought came in mind that actually there is no subject like mind versus intellect. Actually, consciousness is, mind is not. Like God is everything. God is everything is not. Right? Same thing in consciousness is, mind is not. So why we are talking? We are talking because of this illusion. The cloud has to go away. Once the clouds will go away, there is no mind. But mind will always appear in the form of thoughts. That's a problem. That's why we are giving importance to mind, right?
My dear Bliko.
It's a constant battle.
My dear Bliko, please listen to this without fail. As long as you are alive in consciousness, the mind and ego cannot die.
Yeah.
It will be there. Don't say, don't even, now your mind is thinking this. Your mind is thinking, oh, there is no mind and ego. If your mind is fooling you. Don't get fooled. Don't get fooled. Please don't get fooled. Even in the wisest of men, even in the most liberated of men, Bliko, there are enlightened, you know, so many examples of enlightened masters who fall in the well. आपको मैं नाम नहीं दूंगा मैं आपको, आप जानते हैं कौन है वो enlightened masters. So Bliko, we have to be in consciousness and we have to activate the intellect, because if you don't activate the intellect is like a dam. You know a dam? The dam is the gate. If you say, no, there is no water flowing, I will remove the gate. If you remove the gate of the intellect, what will happen in the Bliko?
Everything will wash away.
You will be washed. Don't ever say that. Be very alert. Don't, aaj aapne bola, theek hai? No chance. Mind and ego standing behind you, Bliko. You cannot
I like I like the word alert, because this alert we have to remember, because otherwise if you are not alert, mind will immediately take over.
No, that's why I gave example to you. The intellect is like a dam.
Yeah,
Don't
correct.
think, abhi your mind is telling, "Arey mind nahi ko hai hi nahi na." Intellect ko kyun chahiye? Only
Nikalo dam.
consciousness. You understood? I hope you understood what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get perfectly.
So please be very, very alert. Okay, next, Kaumudi.
Yeah. So Rekha's question was, how do you know when you are attached?
Oh, very good. Good, you heard. How do you know when you're attached? You know you are attached when you are not detached.
Yeah, when you are hurt, when you are
exactly, when you are detached, you are उड़ जा रे पंछी पिंजरे से उड़ जा, ये तन है पिंजरा और तू एक आत्मा, जीवन का मकसद, you understood? मुक्ति पाना है. You once you feel like you're a free bird, then you are detached. What is the meaning of attachment?
Okay.
Attachment
And
means
I
you
want
are
to ask one question. Can I ask?
No, but after now you've already taken one question on your head. Now you have to finish that. Na? आपने रेखा का question आपके सर पे क्यों लिया? अभी okay, now you ask your question. चलो, I'm just joking. बोलो सिप कौमुदी बोलो. कहाँ गई सिप? कौमुदी. She's there? Unmute her. Kaumudi.
Yes.
Bolo.
Yes. So my question is that we think that we are energies, but do you think that our karmic bond with our family or dear ones is more than other souls or other
No.
energies?
Your voice got eaten up now. So repeat your
like for
question.
me, I am an energy. I'm born in a particular family.
Yeah.
Do I have? Oh, sorry.
Kaumudi. Rekha ka question, she had good audio, but for her question, she has no audio. Huh? Kaumudi, are you there? Okay, let her come back. Rutanu.
Shubham Guruji.
Namaskar. Bolo Rutanu.
Guruji, I wanted to ask you that we don't want negative thoughts. But when we are in stress or when we are when circumstances are bad, then automatically those negative thoughts come. But I soon realize that it is not a good thought, and I rectify myself in the mind.
Very
it is
good.
not a good thought. ये ठीक नहीं है, ये ठीक है. So I keep on doing that.
So what is the mistake you're making? What is the mistake you're making? You're making the mistake by saying, I don't want a negative thought. That is wrong. You have to say, I don't want thought. You cannot have only positive thought. It is not possible, because thought will have more negative than positive energy. You have no choice. Therefore, the only way not to have negative thought is, tell me what? What is the way not to have negative thought, Rutanu?
Is to kill our rascal mind.
Is not to have thought. And if you don't want to have thought, you still your mind. You eliminate the mind. Somebody else also was trying to tell, I don't know who, oh, we will make friend with our mind. No. You cannot make friend with your mind. Sorry. The mind doesn't know the meaning of friendship. The mind only knows how to fool us. So do not get carried away by your rascal mind. Just know, Blicko, how Blicko got fooled. You saw. The mind told Blicko, no need, no mind. No, what is the problem? Why intellect to mind? Blicko got caught. on this Bharat living in consciousness. Bharat, such a advanced master, Bharat living in consciousness. Mind came and told him, what is this Eris talking nonsense? Why you want this, Baba? Why you don't need no mind, no ego? Why you don't need intellect? Just consciousness. How the mind tricked him. Just now you saw the example. The mind and the mind, Ruta, no. As long as you are in thought, you will be caught. If you are in thought, you will be caught. You need consciousness. You need intellect. You need to be the master. You need to be a monk. You need to live in Sat Chit Anand. That is the way.
But Guruji, mind automatically the thoughts come, does not, if it comes, we cannot do anything. But what I can do then I try and think the positive thing.
So if the neighbor,
This is wrong what I'm thinking, this I
if
should
the neighbors,
think.
if the neighbors bring all their dustbins and empty in your house, you'll allow them. All the neighbors bring all their dustbins to your house and they open the door and they throw all the garbage in your room. Is okay?
No.
And like that, you don't allow. You don't allow the neighbor to bring your thought, the dustbin and throw in your house. Why you are allowing thoughts to come and throw garbage in your garbage? Why you are letting the thought throw the junk? Make your mind a monk. If you don't do this, Ruth, no, you will always say, what to do? I am feeling sad. I am not feeling happy. I have fear, worry, misery, anxiety attack. Why? Who's causing? Not consciousness. It doesn't happen in consciousness. It only happens in a state of mind. Okay, I think we have to close.
Thank you,
this question. Thank you, Rutanu. Vijay Kumar, one more question, and then we will wind up today because today is Friday. Vijay Kumar.
Sir, right from the Rigveda, so many spiritual masters quite often repeatedly say.
We can't hear you very clearly. Your voice is little far away. Yeah, right now clear. So many masters, what they say?
So right from Rigveda, so many spiritual masters repeatedly say that be aware, be aware, sharpen your awareness in the field of spirituality, then only you attain nirvana. What is this awareness? How to sharpen this awareness?
Very simple.
Otherwise, are we caught in so many words?
No.
Intellect, mind, wisdom, awareness.
Vijay Kumar. You've been to school now, Vijay Kumar. When you were in school, you know to sharpen pencil. You know to sharpen pencil. Remember, sharpening pencil, you remember now? We remove the cover and the lead is seen. You have to remove all, what do you call that? What do you call that pencil?
Sharpener.
Not sharpener. What is that you remove from the pencil? What is that called? PhD, what is that called, man? Okay. So you have to remove like that all the thoughts. When you keep on sharpening, you remove like with the blade, you remove the wood, the wood on the pencil. I don't know what it's called, the wood piece, the wood covering of the lead in the pencil. You sharpen it. You take out that.
How to sharpen that faculty
by removing all the mind, removing the thoughts. When you remove the thoughts and the mind disappears, the lead will be sharpened. You will have a sharp pencil point. That is called awareness. As long as thoughts are around you, there will be no sharpening, no awareness. You are completely blocked. Okay, so my dear friends.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so my dear friends, today we have to close. My administrator is telling me otherwise I will become dumb. I will lose my voice if I speak more than 70 minutes. So my point today to you all is this. Very important session. Everybody who's on the call. Rumata ji, aapne baat nahi kiya. Suna to sahi na, Rumata ji. That today's call, mind versus intellect. And the highlight of the call was Bliko's question. Bliko's question was highlight. He said, what is the use of mind versus intellect? I hope you all realize that we need intellect to be. Intellect is like a darban. Intellect is like the security guard. Hello, I am intellect. How are you? You have to have the intellect aware, awake. Because if you don't have the intellect awake and aware, you will be thrown into the fire. You will be burnt alive. Because the mind is a rascal. What I told you? Man bada hai chor, चैन चुराता है, डर और चिंता में हमें डुबाता है. Don't let the mind drown you in fear, in worry. Bliss asked another beautiful question. How to know? How do I know if in my mind, how my intellect, and how to solve the problem and there's no problem? When you are in the control of the mind, you cannot solve your problem. And when you are in the control of the intellect, there is no problem. So this is importance of mind versus intellect. With folded hands, I bow down to you and look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 8.